안녕하세요. Study with B의 B입니다. Welcome back. Last time we looked at the three main formality levels you might expect to hear and use going about daily life in Korea. Those were 하십시오체, 해요체, and 해체. Which one you use depends on the social formality of the situation and your emotional closeness with the person you're talking to. We learned that 하십시오체 is the high social formality, low emotional closeness level. You might hear it on the news or use it when giving a business presentation. 해요체 is sort of the middle ground, mid-social formality and mid-emotional closeness. You can use this pretty safely with strangers, people you just met. Lastly, we had 해체, which is the low social formality, high emotional closeness level. You can use that with your friends or close family members. Now, I know that at the end of my last video, I said I would move on to honorifics next. And those are really important to learning Korean well, but I realized that I can't really do them justice without talking about conjugation first. The verb in a Korean sentence is the most important part. It carries so much of the information of the sentence. You need to know how to conjugate these verbs before you can go adding honorifics in them, or even using special honorific verbs. So, today we're going to start with simple present tense 하십시오체 conjugation. Next time we'll look at 해요체 conjugation, then 해체, and then we'll get into honorifics. Korean has four main sentence types, and the type of sentence matters when you're conjugating in 하십시오체. Those four sentence types are declarative, interrogative, imperative, and propositive. First, we'll look at declarative, which is just statements. For example, in English, we could say, I'm going to school. And that is a declarative sentence. Now, if we want to put it into Korean, first, there's one thing you have to know about 하십시오체's sentence endings. As I already said, each sentence type has its own special ending, but there are actually two endings per sentence type. One for verb roots that end with a vowel, and one for verb roots that end with a consonant. So the declarative 하십시오체 ending for verb roots that end with a vowel is 비읍니다. 비읍니다. And the ending for verb roots that end with a consonant is 씁니다. 씁니다. Now let's look at our sentence. I'm going to school. So our verb here is to go, or in Korean, 가다. So 가다's root, 가, ends with a vowel, a. That means we need to use the declarative ending 비읍니다. So if we take our verb root, 가, and add 비읍니다, we have 갑니다. Now, I'm sure some of you are wondering, there's a 비읍 there, but why does it sound like you're saying 미음, 갑니다? That's not a 비읍 sound. And you're right. This is a Korean pronunciation rule. That 비읍, combined with the 니은 after it, the 비읍 and the 니다 after, combine to make a 미음 sound. So instead of saying 갑니다, which is kind of hard to say, feels awkward, we would just say 갑니다. Now we have 갑니다. What about the rest of our sentence? I'm going to school. If we put everything together, we have 저는 학교에 갑니다. 저는 학교에 갑니다. Pretty easy, right? So now let's look at a verb root that ends with a consonant. I'm a little hungry right now, so let's go with 먹다, to eat. 먹다's root, 먹, ends with a consonant. That means we need to use the declarative 하십시오체 ending 씁니다. Put together, 먹습니다. Our sentence could be, my friend is eating cake. My friend is eating cake. If we put it in Korean, we have our verb 먹습니다, already conjugated in 하십시오체's declarative. Now, with the rest of the information, we have 제 친구는 케이크를 먹습니다. 제 친구는 케이크를 먹습니다. Now, here are some verbs that you can practice with. I'll have the answers at the end of this video and in the description below. So feel free to pause the video now and try to conjugate them, or just do it later, or not at all. Now, our second sentence type is interrogative, or questions. Again, we have two 하십시오체 endings for interrogative. If your verb root ends with a vowel, your ending will be 비읍니까? 비읍니까? If your verb root ends with a consonant, it will be 씁니까? 씁니까? Let's look at some examples. For our first example, let's try this sentence. Is that person buying clothes? Now, for this sentence, we need the verb to buy, or 사다. 사다's root 사 ends with a vowel. That means the interrogative ending that we want to use is 비읍니까? Put the 사 and the interrogative 하십시오체 ending together and we get 삽니까? So, is that person buying clothes? All together we have 그 사람은 옷을 삽니까? 그 사람은 옷을 삽니까? Now, for a root that ends with a consonant, let's take our consonant ending sentence from before and make it a question. My friend is eating cake. We can turn that into, is my friend eating cake? Now, last time in the declarative, the verb was 먹습니다. But now our ending, since we're asking a question, is 씁니까? So our verb is now 먹습니까? If we put our whole sentence together, we have 제 친구는 케이크를 먹습니까? 제 친구는 케이크를 먹습니까? Again, here are a few verbs you can use to practice. The answers are at the end of the video and will also be below in the description. Our third sentence type is the imperative, or commands. Our 하십시오체 imperative form for verb roots that end with vowels is 씻으십시오. 씻으십시오. If you have a verb root that ends with a consonant, then the 하십시오체 imperative ending is 으십시오. 으십시오. What if you want to tell someone, send the letter? Send the letter. So the verb we want is to send, or in Korean, 보내다. 보내다's root, 보내, ends with the vowel 에. That means we need to use the ending 십시오 for the imperative. 보내십시오. So our whole sentence, send the letter, would be 편지를 보내십시오. 편지를 보내십시오. Now let's look at a verb whose root ends with a consonant, 닫다. 닫다 means to close. So you could tell someone, for example, close the door. Now, since the root ends with a consonant, the ending that we want is 으십시오. So 닫다's root, 닫, and 으십시오 combined, 닫으십시오. So close the door would be 문을 닫으십시오. If you want to make your commands sound a bit more polite, you can use the auxiliary 아, 어, 주다. I won't really get into that in this video. I'll save it for later. But if you want to make the previous commands that we just made sound a little bit less command-ish, then you could say, for example, 편지를 보내주십시오, or 문을 닫아주십시오. Again, here are some verbs to practice. The answers will be at the end of the video and in the video description. Finally, we have propositive or suggestion sentences. If your verb root ends with a vowel, then the 하십시오체 propositive ending that you want to use is 비읍시다. If your verb root ends with a consonant, then you want to use 눕습니다. Maybe you want to suggest seeing a movie. In English, you could say, let's see a movie, or let's watch a movie. The verb for to see or to watch in Korean would be 보다. So 보다's root, 보, ends with a vowel, so we need the ending 비읍시다. If we combine 보다's 보 and 비읍시다, our conjugated propositive 하십시오체 verb is 봅시다. 봅시다. Now, let's watch a movie. 영화를 봅시다. 영화를 봅시다. Let's look at a verb root that ends with a consonant. How about 뽑다? 뽑다 is a verb that means to choose or select one out of a group. Let's pick one, or let's choose one. So, since 뽑다's root, 뽑, ends with pi읍, which is a consonant, the 하십시오체 propositive ending that you want to use is 읍시다. So, combining 뽑 and 읍시다, we have 뽑읍시다. 뽑읍시다. So, to say, let's choose one, that would be 하나를 뽑읍시다. Once more, here is a set of verbs you can practice with. You know where to find the answers. And that's all for 하십시오체 conjugation. It's actually pretty straightforward because there are no changes made to the roots. We'll see in the future that's not the case with 해요체 and 해체. Just keep practicing the different endings with a variety of verbs and you'll have it down in no time. Alright, that is all for today. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more in the future, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And that's all. Next time I'll be covering how to conjugate verbs in 해요체. It's a little bit more complicated than 하십시오체 conjugation, but on the whole, it's a bit more useful, a fair bit more useful. So please come back next time to study with B.